The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has announced what it called general amnesty for its members, who it said participated in the crisis that engulfed the party in the last 14 months. It said while it would overlook the sins committed by those set of people, it nevertheless warned that anyone who participates in fresh plots against the former ruling party will not be forgiven. Meanwhile, the sacked chairman of the PDP, Sherif, has rejected the amnesty. For more on this, we have with us in the studio Chairman, Committee for the Protection of People's Mandate, Nelson Ekujumi. Nelson, always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, should the party be announcing amnesty or trumping reconciliation following the court judgment?
Well, you've just stated it clearly, because when you look at the word amnesty, I think that word should be for people who have, committed a wrongdoing. But in this case, I wonder what the other members of the party who have, explored the constitutional means of seeking redress when you are aggrieved, of going to court, because I don't know which other method you expect somebody who is aggrieved, to take. And for them to be saying you are granting amnesty, I don't think that is the right word at this point.
But what if it was maliciously done? Because after the Supreme Court ruling, you expect that, okay, if it was done in good faith, then the other party should sheath its own sword and accept the olive branch that was extended to it. But that's not the case.
Well, you know the attitude or the character of our political class, that it is a political philosophy of do or die. If I'm not there, nothing should happen, or the old system should collapse. So you also want to ask, if the judgment had gone the other way, would this other party would they not have told the same line that the people who are still aggrieved are towing? But we have come to a point in which even those who are aggrieved knows that they have come to the end of the road, because there's no other medium for you to ventilate your grievance other than the judgment of the Supreme Court. So we must allow them to wear out to their pains or their anger to wear out with time by putting across soothing words, like balm, to them. That will go a long way, in dousing the tension, rather than you trying to speak, from the top, as if those people who lost at the court are people that you have conquered. I don't think that is so.
They made it clear, really, and a couple of them made it clear. If the McCarthy himself made it clear, the Deputy Senate President made it clear that there is no victor, no vanquish in this court case, really. At the end of the day, they are still won, and that Sherif should extend his hand and work with them. But the question is, so because we don't have much time now, let's see what will happen for 2019 with this position of the PDP. Do you think they can work against and around their differences and present a formidable front?
I expect that they should be, but you must realize one fact, that they'll be working from an unfamiliar terrain. All this while they have been the party in power. This is the first time they will be in the opposition, and you can see how their path has been very roughened. One only expects that they will be responsible enough, they will be civilized enough to realize that, look, the greater goal of moving the party and Nigeria forward should be uppermost in their mind, rather than, muzzle flexing, that is, the
All right, Sherif actually said that he was not sure that McCarthy was calling for amnesty for him and his group until then. He will not respond as we speak. He's in the Middle East. He's traveled and the PDP is holding a meeting today, which they're saying they will not likely attend, they won't attend. Yeah. Now, I want you to listen to this quote from Cairo, or Jubo, then his vice. He said that he was going to grant us amnesty. Are we criminals? No, he couldn't have said that. Let's wait and see. What sense do you make of that?
Well, what the man has said is very, very clear, that, even the statement alone, is insultive to their personalities, because, like I also asked, that have they committed any crime by going to court, or because even the McCarthy faction of the party, when they lost at the Court of Appeal, appealed to the Supreme Court before they got victory. So you want to ask yourself,
and the other party didn't say that we're giving them amnesty.
Even when the Sherif faction,
well, that's how you would say
got the judgment,
like
even
that.
when the Sherif faction got the judgment at the Court of Appeal, you saw Sherif's statement. It was about this victory It's for everybody, no victor, no vanquish, we are one. He never said he was granting amnesty to anybody. So I don't think amnesty is the right word to use. I think they should, look for a proper word. And that is one of the things which I suspect is, aggravating the present situation.
Or let me even add this before you come in. The fact that Ahmed McCarthy, while announcing amnesty, I did clearly hear Fayose, who is one of the bigwigs of the party, said demanding punishment for these people. So is there a rift already? Do you think so?
Yes, there's a rift because, you recollect that Senator Alimodi Sherif was brought in by Governor Fayose and Governor Wiki. And when they realized that their personal interest cannot be actualized under a Modi Sherif chairmanship of the party, they wanted to upturn the apple cart. But, Alimodi Sherif refused, being a war horse himself. And that is why you realize that the rift that ensued between those contending forces is still very, very much glaring. And one other unfortunate thing about this matter is that the Alimodi Sherif faction of the party has, its own supporters, even within members of the National Assembly, as well as some governors. At least we have from the grapevine that governors like Umahi, governors like Ayade, are subtle supporters of Alimodi Sherif. His strongest critic are those whom we were told he promised the vice presidential candidature of the party come 2019. That is these governors that are daggers drawn with him. But be that as it may, it is very, very glaring now.
Oh, well, those are allegations, really.
Yes, yes, I agree. That's why I said we had.
Right.
I'm not a member of the PDP. It is the information that filters into the public domain that we will react on. Just like we are sitting now here. If the Sherif faction had not spoken out now, we won't know their state of mind. But they have stated clearly that they are not going to attend, that amnesty is not for them because they are not criminals, and that they are waiting for their leader who is in the Middle East. So maybe until Alimodi Sherif comes back from the Middle East,
all right,
maybe then we'll see them reaching a truce on this matter.
Thank you for your contributions and your time today, Nelson.
Thank you very much.
Ekujumi.